What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another day in Car Mechanic Simulator 2021 with me, the Virtual Mechanic, and today's project, this lovely new mod by Lit. This is the Hyundai I30N, and we've gone for the prior design, a wide body on this one. But before we jump into looking at that, thank you very much to everybody who voted for the Morani Bizzarini. Give me a score out of 10, and we got it into the top spot on the show car board, so thank you very much for that one. Absolutely love that project. I love how it turned out, and apparently you guys did as well, or at least 6 of you. But the most votes we've ever had, so thank you very much for your votes on that one. We'll have another one of them coming up very soon, so thank you again. We'll see you outside a little bit later on because it's now in the top spot. Sadly, out the front, we've had to say goodbye to the beautiful Ford F100, a Grim Sleeper. It was a bit of a shame because I did also like that build, but I do like the 4 above it that are still out there. So we'll see them a little bit later on. But let's get back to this Hyundai i30N. Let's get into it. Let's have a look. We're on the engine, but let's just start with that as we're already there. It comes with the i4 2-litre double overhead cam TFSI all-wheel drive engine, pumping out 308 horsepower. Obviously, we know we can tune that one, so we'll definitely be doing that one today and drag racing this beast when we finish with it a little bit later on. Let's go back to the main screen, shall we? There it is, the 2020 Hyundai i30N prior design. That's the wide body kit on there. Looks absolutely fantastic. I cannot wait to get this one all finished off. 63,000 kilometers, so it's not too bad. We'll add a little bit today with some drag race testing and things like that. We'll see what we get to at the end. 63 is what I started with. How much will we add from testing and things like that? We'll see later on. Did I get a good deal for it? Absolutely not. Not even close. 93,885 for Hyundai. I think I overpaid. But it's what we paid, but we can sell it for 87,410 as it is, losing out on 6,475. Hopefully we'll be able to claw that one back at the end. Maybe with a tournament win at the end, as long as we can get into that one. Speaking of a tournament win, back to the previous video, obviously the Volkswagen double cab pickup. There was some issues. I said in the video it was a bug with the build. Then I said in the description that it wasn't a bug with the build, it was a bug with something else. And since then, we've been trying, and we can't figure out what's causing it. But if you run it in full safe mode, you can run E-Class cars on the drag strip in a tournament, and it works. And apparently, Jackal has now since been and got the Volkswagen to work on the drag strip, fully tuned, but it didn't work before, so we don't know what caused it. Hopefully it's all sorted now. If you install it, it might work. I don't know, but you can still have some fun with it on the drag strip nonetheless. But we will be drag stripping this beautiful Hyundai later on, so as it's going to be the last of the 10 cars on the top 10 speederboard. Obviously, we will keep adding to this, knocking things off, getting new things on the top spot. But where do you think the Hyundai is going to end up? It could end up anywhere between spot 1 and 10. So have a guess in the comments below. And what horsepower do you think we're going to end up from that engine? Let me know in the comments below now, and stick around to the end to see if you're correct. But let's get started with this beautiful, beautiful Hyundai. We've covered all the basic bits. Let's get into it. Let's get into the car wash. Let's get it cleaned up. In the car wash with the wide body Hyundai. I don't really like Hyundais that much, but this wide body actually makes it look pretty sweet. So I'm looking forward to getting this one done. Bit of some custom elements on it. Seeing how we get it to turn out. So let's get it cleaned. See what colour we've got underneath this. What colour are you? You are just a straight up gloss white, and it does look good, especially with the black and red on there as well. Maybe that's what we'll go for. We'll have a look later on, see if there's any other colours we like. I do quite like the red strips going on around, so we'll see if we can play with something to do with that. But let's get the interior done, get this beast back onto the lifter, get that engine ripped out of there, and start getting everything else stripped down. The Hyundai's not in the air, well, a little bit in the air, but not fully in the air like it normally would be, because I remembered it's i4, and you need to take that little starter out first. So let's just get that one out of there. Nice and easy. I can't remember if there's anything else we have to take out before. We'll figure it out in a bit. But let's get it up in the air and see if we've got the oil pan. I mean, this car does look pretty complete, so I'm going to be pretty confident in saying we have got the oil pan. So we do need to drain the oil. So let's go and grab that one then. Over we go, and let's get this drained out. See how well this one's been looked after. That's not the filthiest oil I've ever seen, and there was definitely a lot of it in there. We're happy to see that one. A well looked after Hyundai. Only 63 or whatever it was, 1,000 miles on this one. But what do we need to get out to start with? I think, are we missing a part? We are missing the drive shaft. I'm going to add that one to the shopping list now, so we don't forget it a little bit later on. And then before we can get that gearbox out, we know we need to get the wheels and then front drive shafts off. So I'll get started with that. I'll be back in a second. That's the front wheels and a drive axles out. We need to get that front drive shaft gone and then out with that gearbox in there as well. Only 2 rusty bolts on the wheels so far, so not too bad. We definitely need that front exhaust section out of there, though, so we can pull that engine up and out. So let's get this one back down on the ground, go and grab the engine crane, and see if we've got everything to rip that engine out. I certainly hope so, but I'm never 100% sure. And if we're being honest, let's give it a go. Nice, that's what we like. Came out straight away, nice and easy. Now, this one does have an engine cover. That does look like it's the air filter box and everything like that as well. So if I take all of that out, is there a floaty air filter? There is indeed, but never mind. Let's get it. Well, never mind. It fits because it's underneath the casing. Is there anything missing? I already don't think there isn't. No, there is a lot going on inside this engine bay. So let's have a look at what we've got in here. Obviously, we've got our cheeky little fuse box just on the side here. ECU type B just up there. Our battery, brake servo, air filter, and then we've got radiator with a double fan housing kit. Double fan housing kit on there. Medium intercooler down there. Wishy-washy reservoir, coolant reservoir, power steering reservoir, and the ABS pump and module just in there with the fuel tank and fuel pump down at the back. Nice and easy. But let's crack on. Let's get the liquids drained out of here so we can get the rest of this stripped out. Get everything else stripped down. Nice and simple. Right-click, additional tools, drain tool. Click on hold on whichever container you want to drain the liquids from, and it'll drain it all out. Nice and simply. I'm going to get the rest of this done, get all of this stripped out, and when we come back, it'll be time to work on this beautiful Hyundai's wonderful wide body kit. I'm really looking forward to this one before getting it into the paint shop. That's everything repaired, replaced, or upgraded, ready to go back on the beautiful wide body prior design Hyundai. But now we need to sort all of this bodywork out. So let's start stripping it off. Off with the hood, the engine cover. Can we get the front bumper and just get all of the front end and stuff? Not the headlights as well. Bit of a shame. Never mind. There you go. Out you come. Off with the fenders. Do we have anything else around here? That's the engine stuff. Windshield, we definitely need you out. Door, round to the back. Obviously, that rear bumper, which is where the arches are. Nice little touch on that one. Car park 3. Side skirts. Out you come. What else have we got around here? So I reckon if we grab the trunk, that will grab the window and the spoiler as well. Yes, is the finner piece? No, it's not. Tail light, out you come. Oh, that's obviously the bench. Interior, out you come over tail light. Anything else around there? Doesn't look like it. So then we got the door, and a side skirt on there. And that should be everything for the body. But let's just get in and get the interior out first. So we do obviously have the bench to go back in there. We will be using that same bench, which is from the GW500. And so are the seats, actually. So maybe we'll keep that all lined up together. And the steering wheel is the Lots steering wheel. So not sure if we'll keep that one. We maybe swap that one out. But that should be everything out now. Let's have a look. Car status, we're on 4% on the body. So I'm definitely missing something. Left and right body windows. Missed them little tucked in the corner just there. Out you come and out you come. Now that should be everything on the body. It is indeed. And then we've got the frames at 1%. Very bad quality frame there. But we bought it for just shy of 100,000 for a Hyundai. I can't believe I forgot that one. So how much do we think this is going to cost today? If we paid 100,000 for it and it was in pretty poor condition, I'm going to go with 2,500. Bang on! I very rarely get them right, but every now and then it just works out. Let's have a look at the body shop for the beautiful Hyundai. Fresh import goods because it's a mod. Where's the Hyundai? Just up there. And then that's what we've got. So we've got, obviously, car part 1 being the spoiler. A few options on that one. We do have a few options for the side skirts, but we have the prior design ones, so we'll definitely be sticking with that. Hat rack. Parcel. We call that a parcel shelf here in the UK. There we go. And then we've got a hat rack and a roll cage option. Did I even take one of them out? Shouldn't that still be on there? Oh, no, I can see that it is. There we go. It is missing. Car part 4. That's fine. Let's just go back and carry on. Engine cover is just what it is. The prior design front bumper on there. The front ends, we've got some chrome badges with the N badge on there as well. Or some blacked out badges. Probably going to go for just a straight up blacked out badge on there. Front door is just what it is. Front fender, prior design. Have to go for that one for the wide body effect. We can mix up the hoods a little bit. We'll see if the other, maybe that Hyundai one works. It looks quite nice. We'll see what they look like when they go on. For the headlights, we've just got tinted and non-tinted and just a normal mirror. Tail lights, I'm assuming that's tinted and non-tinted, but I think there's some more. Rear bumper, do have a prior design, so we have to go for that one. And the prior design on the rear doors as well. Same with the lights. For the trunks, I think we're just going to go the black badge Hyundai. Maybe the other badges on there. Not sure. We'll decide that a bit later on. And then we've got trunk tail lights, which are just going to match in with the rest of the tail lights. And that is all of it. So I'm going to get this welder put away. I'm going to go and repair all the prior design bits I can repair. We'll come back in a second and start getting the rest of this beautiful Hyundai all back together. Literally just repaired everything for the prior design. So let's just start getting the bits we've got back on. Did get the fender, so on you go and on. Didn't get the other fender for the other side, so we'll add that one to the shopping list. Front bumper, didn't get that one either. The hood, we know we haven't decided on that one yet. And the windshield, we haven't got one. I think I got all the doors done, so let's get around and get you. Yes, yes, yes. Did we get the side skirt? No, that was way bad conditions. We definitely didn't get that. Windows, and windows we're always going to need. I think it was just the one mirror, wasn't it? Did I repair it? Didn't have it on that side anyway, so never mind. Round to the back, rear bumper. Didn't manage to repair that one either. Trunk options, we had a few options. Tail lights we had. We didn't have the car part 4. Oh, that does the front quarter panels as well. At the front quarter panels. The A-pillars, that's what I was looking for. But never mind. Rear bumper we didn't have, so door back on you and door back on you. Did we manage to repair you? Nope. So we need to add you to the shopping list. And all the windows again. What about this mirror? Not good enough quality. I think the mirrors were just the mirrors. We'll add them to the shopping list. Now we'll go and buy them bits quickly that we just know we straight up need as they are. And then we'll come back and start taking a look at some of the options. That's all of them bits picked up. So let's grab all of them and start getting them in and see what else we've got. I bet we didn't get the front end we wanted. No. Won't put the license plate on yet. That's weird. We still haven't sorted out the headlights. Fender, in you go. Side skirt, I'm pretty sure I got you, and mirror, I got you as well. Let's get all these windows in as we go around. Round we go. Nice and simple. In all, there you go. We did get the rear bumper. I don't think I got the trunk yet. No, didn't get the trunk yet, so we'll come back to that one. Or the hat rack. Or the hat rack. Let's just get all the windows that we've got in for the moment and that other mirror on, and then we will look at the options. Oh, side skirt. Almost forgot that one. On you go there. Rear license plate for the minute. We'll just put our blank VM plate on there. Let's go back to the front and let's start seeing what options we've got. So let's go back into here. The front end, I'm pretty sure I just want the Hyundai badge blacked out because I think I'm going to do the same on the trunk as well. Just the black Hyundai badge. So let's get them on. On you go with our blank license plate for the time being. Let's go round to the back and put our trunk piece in as well. With the black badge, just the black badge and no other badging on there. Definitely didn't get the trunk window. Let's have a look at the spoiler options. We'll grab that trunk window. Grab that trunk window while we're here. In we go. Back we go into that. Clear that. And I mean, that spoiler I think is going to be the best one for this. It's wide body. It's a bit mean looking. I don't know what the difference is between these two. Oh no, that's got a bit in the middle and that hasn't. I am going to go for the crazy wild big one that was already on there. It looks pretty awesome. Let's get that trunk window in. Then let's open the trunk for the time being so we can have a look at the hat rack. I'm just going to buy them both. I don't know what this one's meant to have. I don't think it's meant to have the roll cage. So we'll pick the one with the roll cage. No, we don't. Yeah, that's going to ruin like the back seats a bit, isn't it? Yeah, we don't want the roll cage in there. So we'll take that one back out and we'll just go back in with the normal hat rack or parcel shelf as we call it, and obviously them A-pillars on there. Let's get that one closed back down, and that wrong door, and that door closed again. And then let's have a look at our tail light options. I think it was just tinted and non-tinted, so I'm just going to buy both of them so we can fully see what the difference is. It wants the normal ones. That's the normal one. On you go, looking quite good. And what is the alternative one, which is the B? And it is just darker. Oh, it does look good in that dark colour, though, doesn't it? So let's go with the B for all of them. Where's the other tail light? There it is. Let's get all of them on. In you go. On you go. That is looking quite good, isn't it? That is a mean front end, especially with all the red elements sort of splashed in, keeping that red bit on there. I might keep this in the base white with the black and red accents on it. See how that looks? See if we keep that fender black, we have to keep the whole rear bumper black, don't we? And how big is that piece? That's that whole piece in it. That might look a bit weird. We'll see what we can do with that a little bit later on, but I think that's everything for the rear end. So back up to the front, we've got headlights to go on the front. Let's just test them both again. Left headlight, wrong side, that's right. In we go. So let's have a look. The normal ones, they've got the glow on them without any tint. So then let's try the tinted one, which are the Bs. On you go. Yeah, that's looking better. So we're going to go with the tinted headlights on there. Where's the other one? There you are. Let's get them in, nice and easy. Then we got our hood. Now, it wants us to use this prior design, but I kind of want to see what this vented Hyundai one looks like on there. Does it seem to all fit? Yeah, there's not much panel gapping on there. That kind of looks all right. What about the prior design one? I think I probably already had one, but never mind. Let's just go for a brand shiny new one. I actually had the Hyundai one on there before, not the prior design one. Okay. Yeah, the Hyundai one does actually look a bit better than the prior design, so I'm not surprised with that one. So we're going to go with that. Out you come and back on with that Hyundai hood. Looking nice. And then we've just got our engine cover. Our engine cover to go back on. At least I think we've just got our engine cover to go back on. That should be everything for the bodywork. Let's go and sort the interior out. So obviously we're keeping that bench for definite. Not sold on these seats yet. We'll add it to the shopping list. I'm definitely not using that lot steering wheel. We're going to go for a custom steering wheel. So let's go into the interior. First off, let's make sure we get that bench because that fits in there nicely. Then it does want us to go for the GW500 seat. Now, they are quite nice seats. They are quite sporty looking, very buckety, and they do fit in. And plus, we've got some colour options. Do we want to go for them? I mean, we do always use the multiply ones there. So maybe we should spread out from that a little bit. Do you know what? Let's go for it. Let's just go for a set of standard GW500s on there. And then, obviously, we're going to go for a VM steering wheel. I've been using this one a lot. I like how it paints. Let's go for the alternative one that I very rarely use. Let's get all of that in and then see if we have actually got everything ready for this car to go into the paint shop. And then finally decide what we're going to do with the colour. Are we going to stick with that white? Are we going to go with a black or a red? Maybe even a bright green? Ooh, that steering wheel doesn't quite fit, and I don't like it. So we won't be using my steering wheel today or any of the ones that come in that shape. So we need to pick a different steering wheel to go in our beautiful car today. What do we reckon? Something a bit more. That's what's in it at the moment. We want something a bit modern looking. Something not badged, because I don't want to put something with a badge on in there. But something that's looking modern, nice, maybe a bit sporty. I mean, steering wheel 8's quite an easy option on there. What else have we got? 12. I don't know. I just never really like the look of that one. It never works as well as you think it will. 17's quite nice. Let's go for 17. Let's see if 17 fits, and then we might try something else. Let's get you on. See how that looks. Where are you? 17. Are you better or... Oh, no, that's even worse. Do you know what? I think we may have to go for the lots one. So let's take that back out. Oh, okay. Well, the lots... I mean, it's still quite a modern-looking steering wheel. It is technically still unbadged or unbranded. Does that fit? I didn't even check how that one fit. Yeah, see, that one fits so much better. So there we go. I said we weren't going to go for the lots steering wheel or the GW500 front seats, and we've kept the exact same interior that came on it. But is that everything? That's not the screen I want. 100%, 100%, 100%. There we go. Everything's on it. In a minute, black, white, and red. I kind of got the feeling that's the colour we're going to go for. But let's get it into the paint shop, see what colours we've got, and see what we're going to go for. Here we are then in the paint booth with this lovely wide-body Hyundai. It really does look fantastic, and it's got quite a mean, aggressive look to it, and I like it. But the problem is I've been sat here for about half an hour trying to decide what colour to paint this thing, and I really can't settle on one. And I honestly think I'm going to end up with this factory white, black, and red. I mean, it does look good. I mean, it's a colour combination that does always work together. I do really like it, and it does kind of suit this build. If we go into the factory paints, that's the one I've got selected at the moment, is that gloss white on there. It is looking nice. But we do have a metallic grey, a metallic red, and obviously the very famous light blue. I didn't want to go for that one. I feel like this is the most popular colour choice for this vehicle. I feel like a lot of people go for it. We do have a black, but it's just black on black on black with a little splash of red. And I don't really think there's much you can do with that because there is plenty of black already on this build. Then we got this sort of like deep metallic blue. I'm not really feeling that one. Or we could just go all out and do red and black. What do you think? What would you do? Do let me know in the comments below. The thing I don't like about this red is that it doesn't match the trim piece. We can fix that because that trim piece is just, I believe, at 100%. So if we moved everything up to 100%, that would all match in with that trim piece. But is that too much then on the car? I mean, I do prefer that red. I just wish that red was on the trim as well. So to settle that, I do think I'm actually going to go for white. It is just going to be a gloss white, the factory gloss white for it. It does look good. There are no livery options for this one as it stands at the moment. Hopefully some will be added to the workshop soon. All you livery creators out there, fill your boots, make something awesome for this Hyundai if you can and if you've got the time. But that's what I'm going to go for, just a straight up gloss white. I am going to do all of the screws and bolts, including on the rims for the time being, in a red that matches in with this piece here. We are going to do a couple of splashes of this, not too much, just a little bit. I think we're going to use brushed aluminium on this build, maybe a splash of carbon fibre, because we do have a bit on that spoiler as well, and we'll see how that goes. But I think that's what I'm going to go for. I'm just going to play around with that so it goes invisible, because I do think for some reason if you don't make it go invisible, it doesn't always paint the bolts. A couple of times I've done it, gone to put the engine in, and it's not done anything. So then we've had to go and paint it again just to make sure. But yes, I think we're going to have to do something with these seats if we can. Maybe something with that steering wheel. I definitely want to do something with that engine cover. So we'll get you off of there and we'll see what we can do with that one. Let's just get all of this interior out here. Out you come, and off with that steering wheel. And I don't think I'm going to change much else. I think everything else kind of looks quite good as it is. So we're going to leave all of that like that. I'm going to get them extra little bits painted, play around with some colours, see what I come up with. I'll join you back in a second. We'll get it all back in, and then we can move this car back onto the lifter and start getting the beautiful Hyundai wide-body Pride design all back together and ready to tear up the drag strip. Got all the interior painted, so let's get it all in. Painted. You don't paint interior. Fabric swaps, whatever you want to call it. But anyway, GW500 bench with the white in the centre and a black around the outside. And we managed to get the exact same or very similar on the seat. This doesn't like being in interior mode, this car. It's twice I've had to do that now. But anyway, there we go. I like that interior. I think that's looking fantastic. I'm glad we stuck with the whole GW500 set. And as for the steering wheel, well, I did put a splash of white on the centre of that as well, just to sort of give it that look. And I think that's looking pretty mean. Very dark in there with a few splashes of white just to tick it off, and then the outsides are very white with a few splashes of black just to finish it off. Last piece to go in, we've just got that engine cover on there. On you go, and all I did with that was just add a gloss white onto the engine cover. I think that's looking quite nice. The air filter set just in the black there looking nice, and we've got the lettering in the turbo in the white as well. And I think that's all looking quite nice, but I need to crack on, get all of the engine and suspension all painted, ready to go in this. I do think we're going to use use a lot of brushed aluminium on this one. Hopefully make it quite nice. Not sure what I'm going to do with the exhaust and things like that yet, but we're going to get it back on the lifter. We're going to get everything painted, and then we can start getting the beautiful Hyundai all back together, ready to see what it pops out on the dyno. That's everything painted on the beautiful Hyundai, ready to go. We just need to go and build that engine. We'll crack on with that one in just a second. But let's get in and start having a look in that engine bay. We've obviously already seen the engine cover in there. We've got the fuse box in a black, the battery tray in a black with the bracket on top in a white, and we've got brushed aluminium on the pins, or whatever you want to call them, on there. Nothing done with the brake booster, the coolant reservoir, the wishy-washy reservoir, or the power steering reservoir, but we have got that radiator in a beautiful white through there. You can just about see it. Put the torch on, you can see it in there, and that medium intercooler in a lovely red on the front. On the back, we got a bit of black on the fan housing kit, and then some red fans in there, keeping up with that red splash theme. Got a few bits of it dotted around. And then also in here as well, we got the ABS pump in a black with the module in white and black with some beautiful red bolts on there. Now for the suspension, the cross member is in a beautiful brushed aluminium. I couldn't zoom out then. And then we've got red bushings with white centers on every bushing all the way around. We've got a bit of a black and white mix on the suspension arm there. And then we've got black, red, and white on the shocks. We've got the beautiful modified sway bar in the red with a white sway bar end link, red brake calipers, and then a white knuckle cover on there with the knuckles themselves in the brushed aluminium. All looking good down the back. If I could get there, that is. There we go. So on the underside, we've got the two ones that are at the bottom in the white for the arms on there, and then the side arm and the top arm in a black. Again, all red bushings all the way around. Red brake caliper, shock system exactly the same as the spring setup at the front there with some front black shocks. All looking very good on there. Fuel tanks in a black with the fuel pump in a red. That's it for all the suspension for the time being. There's a couple of more bits to go in, but now we need to go and build that 2-litre i4 engine. It's on the stand already. We've got quite a few parts on it already. The block itself is in black and that brushed aluminium. The oil pan's in a black. The head is in brushed aluminium and red, and then we've got the oil filter housing in the brushed aluminium with some red accents on there. fuel filter in a red, and then this is a timing cover in brushed aluminium. Under this timing cover, you got 2 cam gears and a timing chain in there. You've got VVT solenoid in brushed aluminium and black, the vacuum pump brake booster in brushed aluminium red, and the high pressure fuel pump there in the brushed aluminium and red as well. On the inside, we got 4 spark plugs, obviously nice and simple down the middle there. We got 2 camshafts on either side, and then this camshaft cradle. The camshaft cradle is in a red and white, just to sort of splash in a little bit of colour on there. And then onto the front here, we've got the idle rollers, both in a beautiful red. And then this cam gear, I finally got it the way I wanted it. And it only works if I use this specific red, or it's very, very close, because this is the quality of life red in here. This is normal painted red, of a red of my choice. But the quality of life red is very, very similar, so it kind of works on that one. White belt tensioner and a black belt on there. But that's about it for now. Obviously, this is a cam gear cover as well in a cheeky little black. But let's crack on and start getting the rest of this engine all together. Let's just start down here with the alternator sitting on them aluminium arms in a beautiful black. Power steering pump also in a black with all its little red accents on there, looking very nice. The oil filter in a black on there. And then just under here, all these little fuel injectors in a lovely matching red. We're just splashing red. I know it's quite a bit going on, but it is honestly just a splash. We will see it all later on. Intake manifold in here, just in a cheeky little black, but keeping the logo on it, looking nice. And then the fuel rail on here is in white and brushed aluminium. So the actual fuel rail itself is in a white with all the little clips in a brushed aluminium. When this goes in the car, all of these bolts are going to go red. So hopefully that's going to look awesome a little bit later on. Engine head cover just in a cheeky black on there. Let's get you all bolted up again. They're all going to be red as well. And then we've got ignition coils on the top. Again, more red, but it is, again, just a splash. It's not going to be too overpowering. This is going to get covered anyway by this lovely black cover. On you go. And we've got a few more red splashes to go on here. For example, the aftermarket, TKAftermarket lightweight crank pulley in that beautiful red on there. Got a blacked out belt, and then last idle roller just on the front there in that matching red. And then obviously all the bolts are going to be red on there. It's going to look good. Fingers crossed at least anyway. We'll get it in the car in a minute and we'll find out. Throttle on here, obviously this one never lines up. It's just one of them things. We can't do anything about it. It is what it is. But that's in a brushed steel and a bit of white on there, just on the outside, looking quite nice. But if we go around to the other side, last few pieces, exhaust manifold is in a beautiful brushed aluminium, keeping up with that. And then our turbo's in a brushed aluminium and red. I love that one. I think that looks absolutely fantastic. And then we need to get it all connected up to the rest of the exhaust, where it's hopefully going to look absolutely beautiful. But there it is. Let's get it off the stand. Let's get it dropped into the beautiful Hyundai. Engine stands over. Let's get this engine in and see how good it looks under that engine cover. We will also take that engine cover off as well, just so we can have a cheeky look at the actual engine. So we take you off and go back and have a look. Little bits of brushed aluminium, little splashes of white, lots of black and lots of red. Obviously all them bolts in red on there. Really, oh, these don't go red. I thought these went red as well, but they don't. I was wrong about that. But all of these bolts around here have all got a lovely little red on there, looking absolutely fantastic, including on that exhaust manifold and on the turbo on there. But that's about it for the time being. Let's get that engine cover back on. On you go there, so we don't have a floaty air filter anymore. Get that hood closed. Let's get it up in the air. Get the gearbox, the drive shaft, the exhaust in. Get it back down and get that starter back in as well. So let's go. In we go up there. That's definitely way too far back. I didn't want that. We want gearbox. So let's get you gearbox in first in a beautiful black and red. Loving that. I think it looks fantastic. Front drive shaft is in a brushed aluminium, and then our front drive axles are just in a black on there. They're the same at the back as well. So let's get you in and you in. We'll come back to that starter in a moment. All of the exhaust is in that brushed aluminium, apart from one little piece, and I'll show you that at the end. Catalytic converter, which is now a cat delete pipe in there in the brushed aluminium. Middle muffler, which is the resonator delete pipe in there. Then we've got an exhaust pipe just down at the back, also in the brushed aluminium. And then this rear muffler is in brushed aluminium, but we've got some lovely white tips on there, especially as the bumper at the back there is all black, so it shines on through, looking beautiful. Last piece to go on is this beautiful drive shaft, which is in brushed aluminium and red, just finishing it off from the underside. Hopefully it's going to look fantastic. That's it for the minute. Let's take a walk out and see how good that looks under there. I'm liking that so far. Lots of brushed aluminium. Lots and lots of brushed aluminium. In fact, that's mostly the colour you can see along with the splashed red, and then you get them white tips on the end. Absolutely beautiful. Loving that. Chef's kiss if I could do it. Back down you go. Let's get under that. I do like that hood. I'm glad we picked this hood instead of the one it's meant to have, or theoretically meant to have. But let's get in here. Let's get that starter in. In you go there, just in a cheeky little white. It's base color and white, but it is what it is. Still looks pretty cool. Close it back up. Then I think we should probably get some windows tinted. So let's get on with the window tinting, see what we can do with the Hyundai today. In we go, use equipment, get it off of all straight away. It's the first priority. And what do we think? I mean, 50 already seems quite dark. So maybe we'll go with 60. See what it looks like from the inside once we're in. So on with you. Trunk window, you can be 100. And then obviously left body window, we might as well just go for that 100 on there. Right body window, and then we should have rear door, front left door. We want that one at 60. There we go. And then front right door also at 60, with the rear doors then back to 100, because you don't need to see out them legally. Apparently so. On with that. What else have we got then? The front left door. I'm not going to play with anything on that because I don't know what it is. Or any of the doors. Trunk. Do we have... Oh, we do have a red light on there. Are we keeping that? That's not what changes anyway. Does anything change? I can't see anything. So we'll leave that one alone as well. Front bumper. What have we got on here that would change? Can't see anything, so we're going to ignore that one. Rear bumper. Back round we go. That should be the reflectors at the bottom. Do we black them? No, I'm going to keep them red. We've got a few red splashes on here. Headlights, I'm going to leave them as they are because they are tinted anyway. Tail lights and the trunk tail lights. Car part 1, that'll be that bit in the middle. Yep, we want to leave that as it is. And that is it. So let's have a look and see if that window tint was... Oop, can't get through there. Was a little bit too dark. Sit down. Maybe that is just a little bit too dark. Maybe we should go down to the 50 on that. So I'll crack on, get that done. Be back in a second. 50 was still a little bit off, so I've got down to 40, and it looks all right, apart from the way the light's reflecting off of that passenger window. But everything else looks all right, so I think we'll settle with the 40 on there. Nice and easy. Oh, stuck on the other lifter there just for a moment. But that's it for the time being. I'm going to go and pick some rims. I'll be back in a minute. We'll get them painted. We'll get them onto the car. We'll see which ones I've picked. And then we'll get this beautiful Hyundai outside in the sun. Just balancing that last rim, and now we've gone for rim Classic 16 on this one today. Although I don't think they look very classic. I think they look quite modern, especially in that black and white colour. But let's get them on. At the rear here, we've got a... Where are they? That one there. So it's a 19-inch rim at the rear. Well, I've put on a 19-inch rim at the rear with ET of 70, 255 width, and a 25 profile on there. On you go. Obviously, we've got the white outer, the black inner, and the red bolts on there, looking fantastic. For the front, it is the same rim Classic 16, but they're an 18-inch rim at the front with an ET of 50, and then a 255 width and a 25 profile. The same as the back for the width and profile, but the size and the ET is different. And that's all 4 rims on. Let's put it back down and make sure they're all the right size, because it will tell us they're not if we don't. If they aren't, that was the wrong choice of words, but you knew what I meant. Have I made that too low accidentally at the front now? No, we still got some clearance on there. We are all right. I brought the wheels down because I didn't think they'd be able to turn with the wheel size that was on it. So I brought them down a little bit and then tried to match them up as best I could. But I think that's looking beautiful. It's time to get this Hyundai outside in the sun, get its last finishing touches, and then get this beast onto the dyno. Well, there she is. Just time for the last finishing touches on this one, which is always our license plate. So off with that rear plate on there. And what we've gone for today is a PD I30N, which is prior design I30N. Quite obviously on there, looking beautiful. On you go. And that license plate is perfectly in our colour theme in the red, white and black. So let's get the front one on. And then that is this car, 100% finished, apart from a cheeky little tune-up and gearbox tune on there, ready for the drag strip. But before we do that, let's get inside and give this little Hyundai a lovely little engine purr. That is actually quite a bit of a purr, I'm not going to lie. I wasn't expecting that. Nice little tick over on there. Let's give it some gas. Oh, there's that turbo whistle at the top end. That's got a nice sound to it. And it doesn't sound like it's got an over rev on it at all, which hopefully will benefit us a little bit more on the drag strip. But enough of that. Let's get this beast onto the dyno, see what its horsepower is and what its drag rating will be. Here we are then on the dyno with the Widebody Hyundai I30N prior design and its inline-4 2-litre engine pumping out 308 factory horsepower. How much have we increased it by and what's its drag rating? Let's have a look. Come on, you little beast. Wow, a gain of 532 horsepower, 173%. We're always happy when the numbers are more like that. That is much better than what we've had in the past few cars, in the past few builds. Definitely happy with that. Bringing us up to a total of 839 horsepower in a Hyundai. That is wild. I don't even know if there is a Hyundai with that much horsepower, but it is what it is. With a drag rating of A, 709, definitely putting us in the top class, but nowhere near the top end of the top class, which is a bit of a shame. But let's have a look at the gearbox tune we've got for this one today. This is what we've gone for. It's not going to seem that over the top. We've gone for a 3.35 final ratio with 66 kilometers an hour in first gear, up to 308 in a fifth gear. I'm not sure if we'll quite get there in the quarter of a mile, but we will find out in just a moment. We do have a fully tuned stage 3 ECU, giving us 16% tuning power increase, however you want to word that. It is really easy to tune this perfectly every time. There is a little short up in the top right here for you to do, or you can click the link in the description below. There's also a link to the carburetor tuning as well if you want to see that one. Obviously not for this car, but many other cars in the game do need a carburetor instead of the ECU. But there we go, enough about that. Let's get the wonderful Hyundai onto the drag strip, into a tournament, and see if we can take some wonderful prize money and add to our lovely winnings, takings, earnings, profit. Profit's the word I was looking for. Add to our profit for this beautiful Hyundai. Back at the Juneway Stripe Raceway, ready for a drag tournament, if we can get it to work this time. Fingers crossed on that one. King of the Sands, quarter of a mile. We're obviously in A class. Pay our 1,000 entry fee. And who have we got today? Our first race is against the McLaren F1 GTR. That's never a good sign. Not happy with that. We probably might lose. We shall find out. Your mutual friend is also here in the Panzos Esperante GTR 1. Who else have we got? Skin Gravel in the RTR Unicorn Ford Mustang. Absolutely loving that one. I'm not sure who that is, but that doesn't look like a game name. So whoever you are, welcome. Thank you very much. In the McLaren F1 GTR Longtail. And that looks to be everyone. I'm really not happy about this. I don't like it when it's the first race. If we lose, probably going to start this again. Just gloss that one, sweep that one under the rug. But let's get on with it. McLaren F1 GTR versus the prior design Hyundai I30N. Realistically, this could be a very short run competition. McLaren F1 GTR, stunning car, insanely fast. We all know that. We've all seen it a million times before on the drag strip. Versus Hyundai I30N. I'm not sure who's going to take the win on this one. There is only one way to find out. Let's get in. Let's go. Can the Hyundai beat the McLaren? Off the line, into second, into third. Where's the McLaren? We're in the front at the moment, but it's definitely catching us. There it goes. Off you go into the distance. What a shame. But that was pretty close. It was closer than I thought it was going to be, if we're being truly honest. So there we go. 9.992 seconds to the quarter of a mile versus 9.707 from the McLaren. Definitely a much higher top speed than us. We had 223. 254 from the McLaren. We did win to the to the eighth of a mile, even though the McLaren was faster at that point. We were there quicker. That's the four-wheel drive system. Unfortunately, we're out in the first race. I always hate it when this happens. It's such a shame, but it is one of those things. We will do two more quick 1v1s after we've seen who wins this tournament. I really hope it's that McLaren now. I don't mind losing in the first race as long as that car goes on to win. Let's see how the McLaren can do, and then we'll do two more 1v1s. Well, yes, we are already out. That McLaren, the first race, so annoying when it happens, but it is one of those things. Your mutual friend is still in, and so is Skin Gravel in their cars representatively. But let's get on, and let's see who's going to take the win for this beautiful tournament. I just want that McLaren F1 GTR to go all the way, and it didn't. It's already out. It lost to a Skyline GTR R34. In fact, R34, 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 all different specs, and then Skin Gravel in the RTR Unicorn Ford Mustang. Now I want the RTR to win. Come on, Mustang, you can do it. Into the final. Skin Gravel for the win versus the VM Edition Skyline. Oh, unfortunately, Skin Gravel didn't take the win, but my version of a Nissan Skyline did win. So I'm kind of happy about that. It's kind of like a little bit of a micro win. But anyway, yeah, we lost £1,000. £1,000? 1,000 credits. We're not in pounds here. 1,000 credits on this one, which is a bit of a shame straight up because now we're at minus 7,475 before we've even seen how much anything's worth. But anyway, let's get on and do two quick 1v1s just so we can get an average time down, or the fastest time down, onto the speederboard and find out where this Hyundai will sit. back at the entrance for some 1v1s. I hate losing a tournament in the first round. But anyway, 1v1, a quarter of a mile. That's cool. That is going to be coming up in the very next episode, I believe. I don't know if it's that model. What model is this one? The Evo. No, we haven't gone for the Evo. But anyway, 3 randomizations. 1, 2, 3. We're against the Chevrolet Corvette C8. Definitely a higher rating than us. But this could be quite an interesting race. Let's get in. Let's see who's going to win. Well, I know which car's going to win the best paint job on the lineup. That chameleon pink into the orange looks absolutely beautiful. I might try that color at some point. That looks very, very nice. But we need to beat the Corvette C8. Not sure. We already lost to a McLaren. Is the Corvette going to be next? Let's go. Come on, Hyundai. You can win a race today. Off the line. Into second. Into third. Very quick gear changes. We're in the lead as it stands at the moment. Into fourth gear. Let's please stay in the lead. Let's win a race. I think we're going to. And across the line. What did we get? 9.978. Definitely faster than our first run, or quicker than our first run. Speed-wise, exactly the same at 223 kilometers an hour. But we did beat the Corvette. So happy with that one. Although that was also faster than we were. Across the line at 241 kilometers an hour. And faster than us to the 1/8 of a mile. Even though we got there quicker. So I'm happy about this. This four-wheel drive system is doing its work at the moment. But we've got one more to go. Let's see who we're going to be up against. Here we go then. 3 more randomizations. 1, 2, 3. And we're against the VM edition, the winner of the tournament, Nissan Skyline GTR R34. So we already know this one's quick because it won the tournament. Hopefully, we just have a bit of luck on the drag strip today and we can just about manage to squeeze this beautiful four-wheel drive Hyundai past the line, across the line, slightly quicker than a Skyline. That was a good design on that Skyline by me, wasn't it? Hopefully it's not too quick and we can beat it in the Hyundai. Also, it's in quite a nice colour. Ours seems quite boring now in the red, white and black. Mostly white and black with a tiny splash of red. But compared to that Skyline, it is nothing. But anyway, let's get into it. Final race of the day. Let's go. Come on, Hyundai. You can do it. Off the line. Into second. Into third. Where's the Skyline? We are pulling away as it stands at the moment. But obviously that won a tournament. Did the McLaren crash or something? And across the line, we beat the Skyline that won the tournament. So I'm very shocked about that one with a 9.945 seconds to the quarter of a mile, which is our quickest run of the day. Very happy with that. At 224 kilometers an hour. So it genuinely was our quickest run of the day as well as our fastest. We actually absolutely smashed the Skyline in comparison to everything else. So maybe it was at a different tune level, the one in the tournament. Maybe it wasn't the same one that won. It was just a version of that one that was slightly less tuned. That's what I'm going with anyway. But there we go. Let's get this beautiful Hyundai back to the garage. Let's get it onto the speederboard and then see if we can get it sold on for a nice bit of profit. The Hyundai was sub 10 seconds, but where's it going to end up on the board? 6th place for the Hyundai I30N prior design. 839 horsepower from that fully tuned inline 4 2-litre engine. Managing the quarter of a mile in 9.945 seconds at 224 kilometers an hour or 139 miles per hour to the nearest 1 mile per hour. Absolutely fantastic. It's a Hyundai. It's 6th on the speederboard. I am very, very impressed with that. I wasn't expecting it to be 6th. I was expecting it to be sort of somewhere around these two mark, if I was being truly honest. But it actually blew me away with the expectations. So there we go. Very happy with that one. But it is time to get back outside and see if we could sell on the beautiful Hyundai for a tasty bit of profit. Under 10 seconds from the Hyundai. Absolutely fantastic. 6th on the speederboard, but we already covered that. Let's talk facts and figures. Now, I bought the car for $93,885. Still think I overpaid for a Hyundai, but never mind. And then we spent a further $83,527 upgrading, tuning, and modifying this. What is actually a very, very good and aggressive looking car. Very, very impressed with it. Putting our total spend at $177,412. It might be hard to make some money back from that one. There is only one way to find out, though. Let's get in and let's take a look. All finished, all 100% complete, and we actually put 8 kilometers on this car with our drag strip testing, racing and things today. So there we go, not too shabby, didn't add too much to it, barely even noticeable in the grand scheme of things. But there we go. What did we get from that engine? Obviously, we started with a 308 horsepower and we tuned it up all the way to 839 horsepower. A power increase of 173% from the inline-4 2-litre engine. Obviously, that is a TK Aftermarket engine, so if you want to grab that one, there is a link in the description below to the Nexus mods page, along with the quality of life mods, where you can get all the painting options that I do in this lovely game, along with all the parking out the front as well, and a few things like that. There's many features in the quality of life mod, probably that I don't, well, many features that I know I don't use, but definitely you guys probably would get some benefit out of them. So go and grab them if you want to. They are from Nexus. You need Melon Loader, but make sure you read the instructions because you need a very specific version of Melon Loader because the most recent one doesn't work with it. So just bear that in mind and make sure you read the instructions. But anyway, on to the profit for this one. We spent a total of 177,412 and we can sell it for 356,285. I was wrong. I thought we might struggle to make profit from this Hyundai, but that leaves us with a profit of 178,873. Absolutely incredible. Very impressed with that one. Beautiful, beautiful mod by Lit. So good. Absolutely loving this one. Links in the description below if you want to grab this one for yourself. And if you feel like making some liveries for it, that would be absolutely incredible. But it's time to say goodbye to ours. Off you go. We'll take our lovely bit of profit. We're on our way to making 100 million. We're just not quite there yet. Thank you to everybody who voted for my beautiful, beautiful car, giving it a score out of 10 in the comments so that we can get it onto the show car board. Now it is in the top spot. You apparently loved this one just as much as I did. All that gold piping in there, connecting the twin turbos at the back, fully up to the engine. Looking absolutely fantastic. Beautiful. Love that one. And apparently you guys did as well. So thank you to those who voted. 6 of you, which is the most that have ever voted for one of my builds. Absolutely loving it. But anyway, what have we got coming up next? Well, next up for us on the channel is going to be the beautiful Ford RS200. If I could get into that, there we go. RS200. We've gone for the WRC edition. And as we've now filled up the dragstrip, the dragstrip speederboard, we're going to take this one onto the gravel track in the next episode. It's got a lot of miles on it, but it is quite an old car, so it does make sense. This is the latest mod by Payne, made available publicly on the Steam Workshop. I believe this was a Patreon. Patreon people have had this one for a little while before, but it is now on the workshop for everyone to play around with. And this model, and I believe all of the models, are available in all of the places, so you can literally get them anywhere. We got ours from the auction house, because that's where we go in our spare time. We like to auction or bid on cars and see what we can get. Condition-wise, is pretty bad, if we're being truly honest, but it is just one of those things. Did I get a good deal for it? No. Even worse than the Hyundai, to be honest. 55,434 is what I paid, and I could sell it for 46,344, losing out on 9,090 before we even begin. And obviously, on the gravel track, there are no winnings. It's just about lap times. So that's going to be a tough one to claw back. But if it's anything like the Hyundai, it should be really, really easy. The engine in this one is the i4 2-litre double overhead cam at TFSI, which is very similar to the engine we just used, but not a four-wheel drive version. This is just the rear-wheel drive version. Oh, yeah, rear-wheel drive, rear-engine, rear-wheel drive. That makes perfect sense. Pumping out a whopping 580 horsepower. If we can tune it anything near to what we did today, that's going to more than double. And this should be quite fun. Maybe a little bit challenging on the gravel track. So we're definitely going to be looking forward to that one. This is going to be the video for next Monday. So make sure you come and join us back then for this one. I'm looking forward to it. Hope you are too. I am definitely looking forward to the Ford RS200. But what did you think of the beautiful Hyundai i30N wide-body prior design? It was actually a very aggressive, a good-looking, mean car. Even in just a mostly white colour, I liked it. What did you think? Let me know in the comments below. And if you did like it, leave a cheeky little like. And if you really want to help me out, click the join button below and become a member of the VM Garage Club or Garage Club, because I am English, but the Americanisms they come out now and then. I can't help it. It's part of being on the internet, I believe. It's just one of them things. But if you do want to join us, it's £2.99 a month, and it definitely very much helps me out. Thank you to the current members on screen now. You guys are absolute legends. And if you do join, you get access to the Discord channel, where I share all my configs and liveries, all the custom ones that I make and create. They're fantastic. I think not quite all of them on the front row are on there. But if you do want them, let me know. Become a member. Let me know in the Discord, and I will get them added for you. And plus, it's a nice place to chat. You can share your builds. I share my builds. Sometimes I ask for your guys' helps and opinions on builds. So it's a nice little place for us to just sit and have a chat with each other. But if you can't afford it, $2.99 a month, I totally get it. I personally couldn't afford it at the moment, so I completely understand. But just continue supporting me the way you do, watching the content, liking the content, commenting on the content, and maybe even sharing it if you fancy it. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. Have a beautiful day, whatever it is you're getting up to. And as always, I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.
Like and subscribe for Virtual Mechanic.